So I just spent 2 hours working on a psych paper, only to realize that I was writing it about the wrong case study. I also should have been looking to see that the case study was about morphine, not heroin. Should have picked up on that. Didn't pick up on that. So my question is, how can we be a witness? And I was wondering about this question because on Friday I was walking to class with one of the girls I work with, and everyone at work was going to a party hosted by one of our coworkers that night, and she was asking me about it, and then she was like, "Do you drink?" And I was kind of like, "Well, I'm underage." So she was like, "Yeah, well, that's not what I meant." And I was like, "Yeah, but I can't afford to get in trouble." And that was kind of the end of the discussion. And it wasn't until after the discussion was over and I was sitting in class that I was like, oh, I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. I had a golden opportunity. I could have taken the bait and I missed it. And that ties into my question about testimony, because I think the answer to that question is being prepared to give a witness, to have a testimony. Yet the reason I don't drink is not just because my parents would be upset, though they definitely would be. The reason I don't drink is not because drinking's wrong, but because getting drunk is wrong. And we as Christians aren't about trying to get up as close to the line as we can without going over it. Instead, we try and run away from anything that's not going to be pleasing to God. And I had an opportunity to say all that, to talk about why it's so important to me that I please God, and why it's so important to me that I try and do the right thing, honor my parents. And I threw all that away because I was being wishy-washy, because I didn't want to sound, not because I didn't want to sound weird, because obviously my response did sound weird, but because I wasn't prepared to give a testimony. I wasn't prepared to give a witness. I hadn't thought about what I was going to say. So, I learned that lesson the hard way. And apparently I have now officially committed with myself not to go to any of these parties, which I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not, because I want to invest in these people I'm working with. I want them to know I'm their friend, and I don't want them to think, oh, I'm too good for them, I don't want to hang out with them or whatever. So that's another question that's largely unanswered. How do I invest in these people without going to their parties? I'm just so curious. I really want to go to a legitimate college party, but I also just think, it's a bad idea. But those are the variety of questions I'm considering as I'm procrastinating my psychology essay. Woohoo! Peace out, guys. Enjoy this lovely weather.